In the quiet hours of an early autumn night in rural New Mexico, unsettling reports began to circulate about unusual activities at a centuries-old church known to the locals as St. Cecilia's. Whispers spread among the townspeople about strange gatherings after dark, eerie lights emanating from hidden doorways, and a sense that something secret was unfolding beneath the ancient stone walls. These murmurs, which many dismissed at first as mere superstition, soon gained credibility when anonymous tips detailed clandestine meetings and unexplained symbols carved into the church's time-worn facade. As investigators began to piece together these accounts, a startling connection emerged, one that would eventually bind the mysteries of the church to an entirely different world, that of a famous Hollywood icon. Not far from this small town in the opulent surroundings of Santa Fe, the mansion of legendary actor Gene Hackman had long stood as a symbol of glamour and old Hollywood charm. Following his unexpected and enigmatic death, the mansion became the subject of an intensive FBI investigation. Initial reports described the tragic discovery of Hackman's and his wife's bodies under puzzling circumstances, advanced decomposition, an unlatched front door, and signs that the estate had been left in a state of eerie neglect for far longer than anyone could imagine. However, the most astonishing breakthrough came when agents, while combing through the sprawling estate, uncovered a secret tunnel hidden deep within the mansion's basement, a tunnel that defied the original blueprints and bore mysterious symbols and relics. This hidden passage, concealed behind a seemingly ordinary wall in a forgotten section of the mansion, revealed a labyrinth of stone corridors that stretched into darkness. As the agents pressed forward with their flashlights, they discovered artifacts that appeared to be relics from a bygone era. Yellowed photographs showing gatherings of shadowy figures, leather-bound documents filled with cryptic annotations, vintage jewelry, and a delicate pocket watch whose face was cracked but still glimmered faintly. These items spoke of secrets carefully concealed over decades, if not centuries, and hinted at an involvement in matters that went far beyond the glitz of Hollywood. The symbols etched on the tunnel walls were identical to those reported at St. Cecilia's Church, and this uncanny similarity prompted investigators to consider that these two locations, separated by both time and purpose, might share a common hidden legacy. Back at St. Cecilia's Church, local law enforcement had been alerted by reports of nuns acting in a manner that was anything but routine. Residents described seeing a group of nuns moving with unusual precision in the churchyard and disappearing through a narrow, inconspicuous door at the back of the building. Responding to these troubling accounts, the FBI initiated a covert surveillance operation. For 2 continuous days and nights, specialized agents maintained a discreet watch on the church. Hidden in unmarked vehicles and observing from concealed positions, they recorded every subtle movement and coded gesture. There was state-of-the-art equipment, including night vision cameras and thermal imaging devices, captured images of the nuns as they appeared to conduct secret meetings and traverse passages that led to unknown depths. On the first night of surveillance, under the soft glow of a crescent moon, the cameras caught a solemn procession. Several nuns, dressed in traditional habits, emerged from the main sanctuary and moved in an almost ritualistic formation toward a secluded courtyard. Their expressions were serene yet inscrutable, and the deliberate manner of their steps suggested that this was no ordinary prayer session. One nun, in particular, clutched a small leather-bound book tightly as she led the group. The following day's footage only deepened the mystery. The same group of nuns was seen disappearing through a concealed side door at the rear of the church, a door that revealed a narrow passage lit only by the faint beam of a flashlight. It was through this hidden opening that the agents later discovered evidence of a subterranean tunnel running beneath the church's ancient foundations. Technical experts from the FBI, working in tandem with historical architects and cryptologists, quickly turned their attention to this underground passage. Analyzing decades-old blueprints and consulting local archives, they confirmed that the church had been built atop a network of secret corridors. Ground-penetrating radar and high-resolution scanning devices soon identified a narrow entrance concealed behind a crumbling wall in the church's eastern annex. With measured caution, a tactical unit descended into the darkness, illuminating a passage whose stone walls were adorned with intricate carvings and cryptic symbols. Each mark appeared to be part of an unsolved code, possibly representing a language of secrecy passed down from one generation to the next. Preliminary analysis of these carvings suggested links to ancient ritualistic practices, hinting that the tunnel was not merely an escape route from times of peril but a repository for forbidden knowledge. It seemed designed to protect documents, artifacts, and messages that were meant to remain hidden from the uninitiated. As the FBI's investigation into the church deepened, another narrative began to crystallize, a narrative that would eventually connect the secrets of St. Cecilia's to those concealed within Gene Hackman's mansion. The discovery of the tunnel beneath Hackman's mansion had initially shocked the agents, but the true revelation came when forensic teams compared the markings found in both tunnels. The identical symbols, the similar style of stonework, and even the design of some artifacts pointed to a deliberate and coordinated effort to hide secrets in plain sight. This parallel could not be ignored. It appeared that two seemingly disparate worlds, the sacred halls of an ancient church and the private domain of a Hollywood luminary, were connected by a hidden network that had endured the passage of time. Investigators soon developed a theory. An enigmatic secret order, possibly known as the Order of the Veiled Key, might have been responsible for constructing and maintaining these underground passages. Historical documents and obscure texts suggested that such an organization had once thrived during turbulent eras, using secret tunnels to safeguard sensitive information and to facilitate covert meetings among influential figures. The recurring reference to the key in several recovered documents only deepened the intrigue. It seemed that this key might be a specific artifact or symbol that held the power to unlock the entire network's secrets, a power that, if revealed, could potentially upend established hierarchies in both the political and cultural spheres. The FBI's task force, now composed of forensic experts, historians, and cryptography specialists, began an intensive effort to decode the meaning behind every artifact and inscription. Detailed comparisons of the mansion and church tunnels revealed that both had been constructed with meticulous care and shared many similarities in layout, symbolism, and even the materials used. In one instance, a faded document recovered from a crate in the mansion's tunnel contained handwritten notes and dates that corresponded closely with records from St. Cecilia's church archives. This document repeatedly mentioned the key, a term that now appeared to be central to understanding the entire conspiracy. As evidence from both sites accumulated, the investigators realized that they were on the verge of exposing a vast underground network that spanned decades. In a dramatic turn of events, the FBI decided that it was time to act on the intelligence gathered at the church. On the third night, after 2 days of continuous surveillance, a carefully planned raid was launched at St. Cecilia's Church. Under the cover of darkness, tactical teams moved swiftly to breach the church's perimeter and secure the area around the hidden passage. At approximately 3:17 a.m., agents stormed the secluded section of the church where the nuns had been observed gathering. In a coordinated operation designed to minimize resistance and preserve crucial evidence, the FBI swiftly apprehended the nuns who were present. The arrest was executed with military precision. The once tranquil atmosphere of the church was shattered by the sudden intrusion of armed agents, and within moments, the nuns were rounded up and taken into custody. Their faces, usually marked by calm devotion, now revealed a mixture of shock and resignation as they were led away. The operation confirmed that the nuns were far more than mere caretakers of religious traditions. They were active custodians of a hidden legacy that had been passed down through generations. In the aftermath, the detained nuns were taken to secure facilities where they underwent rigorous interrogation. Although their testimonies were initially fragmented and hesitant, hints emerged that they had been entrusted with the responsibility of safeguarding the tunnel and its secrets for reasons that went back many years. Simultaneously, forensic analysts continued their meticulous examination of the artifacts recovered from both the mansion and the church tunnels. The yellowed photographs, leather-bound documents, vintage jewelry, and the delicate pocket watch all began to form a coherent picture, a tapestry of clues pointing to a secret organization that had operated in the shadows for an unfathomable length of time. Every piece of evidence was cross-referenced, and cryptologists worked tirelessly to decipher the coded messages that littered the tunnel walls. The phrase, "the key," appeared again and again, not only as a literal object, but also as a metaphor for the power to unlock suppressed truths. The cumulative evidence was beginning to suggest that the tunnels were not simply escape routes or storage areas, but integral components of a sophisticated communication network that linked disparate elements of society, from the elite circles of Hollywood to the solemn corridors of a remote church. In private briefings held in Washington, D.C., high-ranking officials from the FBI and other national security agencies expressed their growing concerns over the potential ramifications of these findings. The idea that an ancient secret order could have maintained such an elaborate system of underground passages, and that it might still exert influence over modern institutions, was both alarming and captivating. The investigation was expanded to include experts in historical conspiracies, secret societies, and cryptographic analysis. Every new piece of evidence further blurred the lines between myth and reality, challenging conventional understandings of power, faith, and secrecy. As the FBI's task force pressed on, the case began to attract widespread media attention. Headlines speculated about secret tunnels, hidden orders, and the unlikely connection between a famous Hollywood icon's private domain and a centuries-old church. The narrative that emerged was one of intrigue and suspense, a story in which two distinct worlds converged through the medium of hidden passageways and cryptic symbols. The story of Gene Hackman's mansion, with its forgotten tunnel and its relics of a lost era, was now inextricably linked to the mysterious happenings at St. Cecilia's Church. Investigators posited that the Order of the Veiled Key, or a similarly secretive organization, had orchestrated the construction of these passages as a means of safeguarding sensitive information and facilitating covert interactions among a select group of powerful individuals. The mapping of the tunnels revealed that the underground network was vast and interconnected. Advanced imaging technologies and painstaking manual surveys uncovered not only the main passages beneath the mansion and the church, but also a series of subsidiary corridors and hidden chambers that extended into the surrounding landscape. Some of these passages even appeared to converge at a central nexus, a symbolic convergence of shadows, where the hidden legacy of the order might be fully unveiled. Cryptographic experts labored over inscriptions carved into the stone, attempting to decode messages that hinted at secret meetings, coded instructions, and the location of the key. Each new discovery deepened the mystery and raised as many questions as it answered. The arrested nuns, now at the center of this unfolding drama, provided cryptic statements during their interrogations. One elderly nun, her voice quivering with a mixture of fear and resolve, revealed that the tunnel beneath the church had been constructed under the guidance of an enigmatic benefactor. According to her, this benefactor had entrusted the nuns with the responsibility of maintaining the passage and safeguarding the key, an object of immense symbolic and practical importance. Although the details were sparse, her words lent further credence to the theory that the tunnels were designed not merely for escape or concealment, but as part of a larger system for preserving hidden knowledge. As days turned into weeks, the FBI's investigation continued to expand. Joint task forces comprising agents, historians, forensic experts, and cryptologists worked around the clock to piece together the full extent of the underground network. They reviewed archival records, studied historical texts, and conducted interviews with local residents who recalled odd occurrences and unexplained visitors in the area. The emerging picture was one of a vast and enduring conspiracy, a secret order that had managed to remain hidden in plain sight through a sophisticated network of tunnels, symbols, and covert operations. National security officials grew increasingly alarmed at the prospect that such a network might still be active, its tendrils reaching into influential circles across various sectors. High-level briefings in Washington discussed the possibility that remnants of this secret organization could be influencing modern events, using the legacy of the hidden passages as a means of communication and control. The revelations prompted further investigations into other historic sites in the region, as experts sought to determine whether similar tunnels and secret symbols existed elsewhere. The idea that a covert network could span from the glamorous world of Hollywood to the austere environs of an ancient church was a notion that defied conventional understanding, but the mounting evidence left little room for doubt. In the final stages of the investigation, as forensic analyses neared completion and cryptographic breakthroughs began to emerge, the FB prepared to compile its findings into a comprehensive report. Every artifact, every coded inscription, and every statement from the arrested nuns was catalogued and cross-referenced. The cumulative evidence painted a picture of a clandestine organization that had, over the centuries, constructed and maintained a series of underground passageways to safeguard secrets too dangerous to be exposed. At the heart of this network was the key, a symbol of power and hidden knowledge that, if revealed, could potentially upend established orders and expose the inner workings of those who had long operated in the shadows. As dawn broke over the rugged New Mexico landscape, the story of the secret tunnels and the intertwined legacies of Gene Hackman's mansion and St. Cecilia's Church had transformed from local lore into a national enigma. The FBI's investigation had uncovered a tapestry of hidden truths that spanned generations and defied simple explanation. The convergence of modern forensic science and meticulous historical research had brought to light an ancient secret, a secret that connected the private world of a Hollywood icon with the sacred halls of a centuries-old church. The legacy of the Order of the Veiled Key, with its cryptic symbols and underground passages, now loomed large over the investigation, challenging everyone involved to question what they thought they knew about power, faith, and secrecy. In the end, the uncovering of these hidden passageways was not merely an investigation into a series of odd events. It was a journey into the heart of an enduring mystery. As the FBI continued its work, every new discovery only deepened the intrigue, blurring the lines between myth and reality. The silent corridors beneath Gene Hackman's mansion and the ancient tunnel at St. Cecilia's Church now stood as monuments to a legacy of secrecy and the unyielding human desire to protect and preserve hidden truths. The investigation, though far from complete, had already reshaped the way history was understood and had set in motion a quest for answers that would continue to challenge conventional wisdom for years to come. The secret of the tunnels, the arrest of the nuns, and the mysterious symbols etched into ancient stone now served as enduring reminders that beneath the surface of our everyday world lie layers of history and mystery waiting to be uncovered. As the FBI's task force prepared to release its final report, and as experts continued to decode the intricate messages left behind by those long hidden in the shadows, one thing remained clear. The legacy of the hidden network was far more complex and far-reaching than anyone had ever imagined. And while many questions still lingered, the relentless pursuit of truth promised that one day every secret would be revealed, and the convergence of these two extraordinary worlds would finally come into full light.